Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to another lesson in Think Talk. We're talking about Think Talk, and today this is lesson 3, and it's called The Pendulum of Life, and I'm reading from the book, the manual, called the Success Manual for Your Life. So here we go. Welcome to lesson 3 of Think Talk, your own personal self-development course that teaches you how to think. It is good to hear so many of you are enjoying the lessons. Is there anything you don't understand? Please don't be afraid to ask. I always make an effort to answer all questions individually because I want to see you succeed, and let's face it, we all need a coach or a mentor to help us grow. Last lesson. In the last lesson we talked about the laws of the universe, and I gave you some examples. We also talked about how your imagination is the very thing that determines your future. I gave you some homework to do and reminded you that knowledge is of no use to you unless you take action. Some of you will do the things that I suggest, while others will just treat these lessons as entertaining reading, and if that's fine, if that's what you want to do. The pendulum of life. You come into this world with nothing, and you have no way of knowing just how long you will be here, so you may as well enjoy every moment. Your life began the moment your heart started to beat, and has been beating ever since, just like the pendulum of a clock. Your life does not travel down a straight path. It swings from side to side, just like the pendulum of a clock. Sometimes it goes too fast, sometimes too slow, and you may have to adjust your pendulum because success in life is all about having the right balance. The basics. Life is like a game, and to play the game you must know the basics. In this lesson we're going to learn about these basics. We will start at the bottom of the pendulum, and we will talk about each step as we go up. Every building starts with a foundation, and if you are building a life for yourself, then you must have a strong foundation. The foundation has 3 cornerstones. You have a body, a mind, and a spirit, and each one of these basic parts of your being needs to be cared for. By reading this lesson in Think Talk, you are gaining knowledge about your body, mind, and spirit, and therefore laying a solid foundation from which to build. This graphic teaches you the basics. We start at the bottom. On the left we have a body. You got a body. In the middle you have your mind, and on the other side you have your spirit. So we have a body, a mind, and a spirit. And when we think, what comes from our mind is our thoughts. And when we think, we get think talk. That is, we say things while we think. And with that we get a feeling. Our feelings. From our feelings come our actions. From our actions come our attitude. And our attitude will create our destiny. And if we have a good attitude, we'll be successful. If we have a bad attitude, we'll be a failure. So the pendulum of life then is getting from the bottom of the pendulum, body, mind and spirit, thoughts, self-talk, feelings, actions, attitude, success, failure and destiny. So let's look at those, shall we? First of all, your body. Your body is the house you live in. It is the physical part of your being. You must take good care of your body, just like you do with your home or your car. It takes maintenance and requires good nutrition and ample daily exercise. There is little point in becoming rich and famous if you neglect the maintenance of your body, because pretty soon you'll get sick. Better to wear out than to rust out, I say. The mind. Your brain is like the motor car. It's the power source. Your mind is the invincible workings inside your brain that controls your whole body. The state of your mind is reflected in your health, your movements, and the expression on your face. Everything that happens to you in life starts with the origins of the mind. Spirit. Your spirit is the real you. Your spirit is your soul. Liveliness, energy, courage, intuition. These are all words to describe your spirit. I liken my spirit to the fuel in my motor car because I would not go very far without it. You are a spiritual being, and your spirit is the non-physical part of you that reaches out into the spiritual world that we all live in. We all know that the world we live in is full of both good and evil, and we must ensure that our spirit is in harmony with the good spiritual influences in the world, or we will suffer the consequences. Thoughts. Your thoughts come from your mind. A thought is a particular way of thinking or a particular set of ideas. There are only two kinds of thoughts, negative or positive. Most people think negative thoughts the majority of the time, and to change your thought patterns requires daily practice. Think talk. Some call this your self-talk, as being the words you say to yourself all day long. It's the questions you ask yourself when making decisions. I call it think talk because what you think is what you say to yourself, but also what you say to others. In essence, you say what you think because if you did not think it, then you would not say it. The way to think positively is to first talk positively. It's impossible to be a positive thinker without first being a positive talker. Feelings. Your feelings are your emotions, which you experience as a result of the thoughts you think and the words that you say to yourself and to others. Your feelings will either be a pleasure or a pain. At any given time, your feelings are either moving towards pleasure or moving away from pain. Action. An action is a physical movement and is something you do for a particular purpose. The types of actions you take depend upon your thoughts, your think talk, and your feelings. Nothing happens in your life unless you take some action. Attitude. Your attitude is a result of a combination of your thoughts, your think talk, and your feelings and actions. Your attitude is your behavior, especially the way you behave towards others. You will have observed that people with a bad attitude are not very popular amongst others. Attitude is everything, and everything is attitude. Success. Success is the achievement of something you have been trying to do. You are considered to be a success if you have achieved more than others, or if you have excelled past your personal best. Your ultimate goal is to be successful in all areas of your life. Failure. Failure is the opposite of success. You may be considered to be a failure by yourself and others if you do not reach your goal. When you fail at something, it does not mean that you will not succeed. It means you may have to try harder or do things a different way. Most people who succeed have simply failed more times than those who don't succeed. Say that again. I'll read that again because that's important. Most people who succeed have simply failed more times than those who don't succeed. You are only a failure when you stop trying. Destiny. Finally, your destiny is the sum total of everything that happens to you in life. By taking control of your thinking, you take control of your destiny. Your destiny is always where you are at the given moment, and your future destiny will become exactly where your thoughts are concentrating on at the present moment. Checklist. The basics as shown on the Pendulum of Life chart above are a perfect reminder of the order in which you guide your life. I suggest you refer to this chart often and use it as a reminder for when things start going wrong in your life. Use it as a checklist. Start from the bottom of the pendulum and work up. Remember, you have a body, a mind, and a spirit. Success is not always measured on how well you manage one of these. It is measured on how well you manage and take care of all three. Now that you understand the pendulum of life, let's ask yourself these questions. What is my life's foundation like at the moment? Do I have a good balance between my physical, mental and spiritual well-being? Am I eating the right nutritional food? Am I exercising my body regularly? What is happening to my spiritual world, in my spiritual world? How is my relationship with God, or do I need some guidance in this area? How am I mentally, and am I regularly thinking positive thoughts? Am I doing daily affirmations and visualizations exercises to keep me on track? How is my think talk, other words I am using, making me feel good? Are my actions consistent with my thoughts? And are they reflected in my attitude? Put a copy of the chart up where you can see it in your office, on the fridge or on the bathroom mirror. Use it until all these things eventually become a habit. It takes discipline to change your thinking habits, and all you need is the tools you can find to help you change. Sorry, I'll read that again. It takes discipline to change your thinking habits, and you need all the tools you can find to help you change. These aids may seem a little foolish for a start, but remember it has taken years for you to receive much of the constant negative information that is currently holding you back. Body clock. Stress is something that affects all of us, and it's caused by not having enough time. We all get so busy, yet we always seem to find the time to do the things that give us pleasure. Time to drink, time to eat, time to sleep, time for sex, time for more sleep and more sex, and so it goes on. The best time to cut back on is your sleep time. Do you sleep in the morning? And are you always late for work or late for meetings? Have you ever noticed that people that are late for meetings are always late, and people that are early are always early? That is because they have set their body clocks differently. Homework. Here is how to reset your body clock. Let's say you get up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Just before you go to sleep tonight, think about getting up 15 minutes earlier, say at 6:45 a.m. Visualize the time on your clock or watch at 6:45 a.m. and say to yourself tomorrow, I will wake up at 6:45 a.m. If you visualize the time, then I guarantee you'll wake up 15 minutes earlier, just like you imagined. Take an extra 15 minutes in the morning to use on your personal self-development program. Use the same exercise for arriving at meetings on time, and visualize the meeting going exactly the way you want it to go. First you take control of your mind consciously, then let your subconscious mind take care of the time while you sleep. Readers' questions and comments. Much of this coaching at this point is about how the mind works. Later on we're going to get more personal and start talking about your goals, things you want to achieve, problems you want to solve. Each of you will have different desires and needs. If you really want to get the best out of this coaching, then I suggest you email me or write to me and tell me about your problems and desires. Here's a couple of questions from readers. I try to be positive And how do I forget my mistakes of the past? We all make mistakes in life, which is how we learn. As far as letting them haunt you is concerned, you must let your feelings go. In a later session, I'll be talking and letting go your feelings and I will be talking about letting go of your feelings and emotions. In the meantime, try this exercise. Take 2 sheets of paper. On one sheet, write down all your mistakes of the past, holding nothing back. Look at your list of mistakes. Then close your eyes and think about them. Feel the pain associated with all those mistakes. Feel all the guilt, the shame, and all the bad feelings that went with them. Open your eyes and then tear up the paper with all the mistakes into little tiny pieces and put them in the fire or the shredder. On the other sheet of paper, write down all your successes of the past. Now look at your success list. Close your eyes and again think of all the good feelings associated with those successes. Feel the pleasure that you felt when you achieved those good things. Put that list in your success manual and refer to it often. They will empower you. What you have done is gotten rid of the mistakes mentally. Replace them with positive thoughts of your successes. Remember, those mistakes are gone forever. They can never come back. Block them out with your successful thoughts of your achievements. Questions. How do I deal with the grumpy, nasty, blaming others type of partner whose attitude is also affecting my kids? I said it in the last letter, then I'll say it again. The first thing you must accept that in order for your situation to change, it is you that has to change, not your partner or certainly not the kids. You just need to concentrate on changing you. I know that's a hard pill to swallow for some of us, but that is the way your body, mind and spirits are designed to work. You are in charge of your life and you need to take control of it. So here is the good news. When you change your thinking and your partner and your children see the change in you, then they will want to change also. Remember the lesson last week. Like attracts like. Stop blaming others and others will stop blaming you. Ignore the reality of today and start seeing your partner as a loving, kind, wonderful person. Remember, the thoughts that you hold in your mind today will become a reality in your life tomorrow. Next lesson. The next lesson may be one of the most important things you could ever learn about from this manual. When I first went through the program earlier this year, I was fascinated by it. It took a great weight off my shoulders, and I know many of you will thank me for it. I've called the lesson Letting Go. It is all about your emotions and your feelings and how to let them go. I highly recommend letting go as a lesson that should be learnt by everyone. If you have a negative partner, then show them Think Talk and then have a round table discussion about it. So till tomorrow morning then, don't forget, do the exercises, do what I say, and your life will change for the better. Bye-bye.